Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Clarendon man killed after probing sons outside home. Police in Clarendon are probing an incident in which a man died after he heard sons outside his home and went to investigate in the wee hours of Monday morning. The dead man has been identified as 47-year-old Giovanni Parkinson, otherwise called Oreen, from Park Hall District in Frankfield in the parish. Police say about 2:30 a.m., Parkinson was at home with other relatives when they heard sounds as if someone was outside. He went to make checks and shortly after, family members reported hearing him shouting out as if he was in distress. They opened the door and saw Parkinson crawling up to the front veranda bloodied. He reportedly became unresponsive shortly after. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, the body of the now deceased was seen bloodied on the front veranda of the home, clad in a white polka dot shirt and brown cut-off foot pants. Police said Parkinson had chop wounds to his head, upper body and hands. He was pronounced dead at hospital. The Frankfield police have commenced an investigation. Chinese nationals injured after vehicle shoot up in Mandeville robbery attempt. 2 Chinese nationals received minor injuries involving a brazen robbery attempt and attack by gunmen on Kendall Road in Mandeville on Monday. Head of the Manchester Police Superintendent Shane McCullough confirmed that the incident happened mid-morning. He said police investigators believe the gunmen were after cash being transported by the Chinese men. They, the gunmen, tried to stop the vehicle. We believe that they were after an undetermined sum of money in the vehicle, said McCullough. The Chinese national reportedly sped off, at which time the gunmen opened fire on the vehicle. The Chinese nationals were reportedly glazed and treated at hospital. Superintendent McCullough is appealing to business people and citizens to remain vigilant and use security arrangements to transfer large sums of cash. They should seek to put in the necessary security arrangements so as to mitigate incidents like these, he said. Westmoreland livestock farmers still struggling to find animal feed. Livestock farmers in Westmoreland continue to struggle to get feed for their animals and are appealing for help. Checks by reporters showed that some farm stores had run out of supply, with operators expressing hope that their supplies will be replenished this week. Farmers also told reporters that when feed arrives at the farm stores, there are long lines and farmers will only get a bag or 2. Pig farmer Desmond Dennison says someone should tell livestock farmers in Westmoreland what's happening. Mr. Dennison says he's been trying to find alternatives for his animals.
We don't have the store from before 7 this morning, about 6:30 me down there. And one long line down the right, when we reach up to the door, no pig feed is not there. So we ask when we will get feed. Everybody being sent to the door, they don't know when the feed are going to come. There's like nobody to talk to. We don't know the agricultural minister, we don't know nobody. Somebody must come out and talk to us, man. Like right now, we need a dire situation. Animals, them are dead off. I got dead off, chicken are dead. Please want somebody to help with. I talked to a sales rep from one of the company, them say them have a problem in the Mississippi River to get some grains. Them say them get a next shipment from somewhere else. Now them say they not short of no material. So we don't know what I'm doing with Westmoreland than this. Alright, my farm right now, we have pig paddy right now in the far up end. Can't push him baby because he's so hungry. That baby can't come because no hungry woman can push out a baby miss. So right now I tell you something that move in my yard, miss. My husband the right back of my kitchen, you know. So every time I enter the yard, a big nice yard them I make. Out of fruit factory, I know I can get the cane to put it in the truck back to go up there to yard them. The bigger one, the young one, now I can't eat it.
Meantime, poultry farmer Clifton Grant told reporters that he has survived by traveling to St. Elizabeth and Hanover to get chicken feed.
Down in Savlema, in Westmoreland here, it's almost impossible to get any feed now. There are 3 main stores that are in Sav, and people have to be lining up from morning until night to get even 1 bag or 2 bags of feed. This morning when I called one of those places, I used 8 to 10 bags per day, and they told me I could only get 2 bags of broiler feed. The other 2 places, they're completely out. When they get a container, people have to be lining up in line from morning till night just to get 1 or 2 bags of feed. People birds are dying down here. People pigs, they're losing a lot of weight. I don't know what is happening, but we're not getting any feed down here. I drive to St. Elizabeth, I drive to Hanover, and I drive all over the place. I don't know if I'm going to make any profit because diesel is so expensive. So when I can get 2 bags here, and I can get 5 bags in St. Elizabeth, and I can get a bag in White House, and I can get 5 bags in Hanover, that's what I had to do to survive.
In the meantime, Vice President of the Hyper Division of Jamaica Boilers, Jamie, says the company's production and distribution system have been fully operational. He explained that production of animal feed was only halted on Christmas Day and that Hyper has distributed 10% more than the corresponding period last year. He says the company is using its system to find out which areas are not being supplied.
We have been supplying the market on average about 10% above what we did over the same period last year because we know that there was a shortage out there. What is happening is that because the pipelines out there were a little bit depleted, it's going to take a bit of time to refill. And I think we're almost at the point where they are refilled now. We have been distributing right across the island to all the parishes for the last 3 weeks. We have been producing feed. The only day that we have not produced feed is on the 25th of December. Every other holiday, weekend day, we have been producing and distributing since then. And I suspect that, some places they have been satisfied. The panic is not there. And we will continue. And as we get reports of areas that are still not getting their regular supply, we are doing the spear fishing and trying to find out where those locations are so we can either direct people where to go or get feed directly to them. So we have a network of distributors and a team of field officers who are out there trying to make sure that we cover all the bases.
She wasn't drunk. Traumatic screams heard over the telephone during a crash on Monday, which claimed the life of a mother and her teenage son, were what alerted friends and family that something had gone horribly wrong. Tamika Peart 40 and her 17-year-old son, Jelani Wright, died when their white BMW Peart was driving, crashed near the entrance of the PJ Patterson Highway along Mandela Highway sometime after 2 a.m. Peart's 12-year-old son is the lone survivor of the single vehicle crash as the family made their way from Olympic Gardens in St. Andrew to their home in Cedar Grove, St. Catherine. Kathleen Sada, Peart's mother, was a shadow of herself when reporters visited her home in Kingston 11 on Monday evening as she tried to muster the strength to speak. She is jovial. She was my daughter and best friend. Anywhere she's going is me and her. She owns a bar, so sometimes if you see liquor in her vehicle, she take a little liquor, but she carry it in her bar, go put it on the shelf. The family says widely circulated footage of the crash scene wrongly paints a picture of Peart was drinking and driving under the influence of alcohol. She was on the phone with someone and the accident occurred and the Pikinidema scream, Sada said. She added that a person then called someone and told them to call Peart as it appeared as if something terrible had happened. Peart's 12-year-old son answered the phone and confirmed those worried fears. "We just for one run robin, she was up a boulevard and I come here. When we leave boulevard and come here Olympic Garden, she said she's soon ready to leave. And me say, when you're ready, you feel leave, just shout me up," Sada said of their last conversation. She described her grandson as a talented footballer who represented St. George's College in school football. The fourth former was expected to start the Easter term on Monday morning. "He is a nice grandson. Him love girls. Me no know nothing bad about him. Him no give trouble at school, but him love girls," Sada said, probably the only time she smiled throughout the interview. Sada kept glancing at her 12-year-old grandson, checking to see if he was okay as he sat, surrounded by children within his age group. He, the 12-year-old, was in the front and tried to get help, a relative said. The family has not recovered from the death of Peart's first son, Malik Granell, who died suddenly on September 9, 2018. He too was 17 years old. As you can see, his Malik's picture on the wall. The two of her sons died at 17 years on the 9th of the month, September and January, preparing for school, a family member said. "I see people posting on social media that a Campari buckler was there on the scene. She wasn't drinking. Even if she drank, she's not Campari. She don't drink Campari any at all. She never drunk. It's just sad to say she's gone," a family member said. Driving home, her point from drunk driving was not a factor. There was a large gathering of persons along the roadway, Graswick Glade on Monday, seeking to help console grieving family and pay their respects. Kingston Mayor Delaware Williams was at the family home with other colleagues from the office of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, where Peart was employed. Williams told reporters, "Tamika is a very jovial person, very community-oriented, very cooperative and committed to what she does. Generally, a nice and sociable person. Everyone here knows her. At KSAMC, it's the same. She is a pleasure to be around, very committed to her children, and took care of them. He said that a moment of silence will be observed on Tuesday's council meeting. Generally, the mood of a staff is very low and persons are hurt, Williams added. The Fair Police are investigating the crash. Road fatalities last year surpassed 2021 figures by 0.2%. As at January 31, some 488 persons have been killed in 425 fatal collisions on the nation's roadway. The year 2021 recorded 4,807 road fatalities. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell